up. You kind of done up when the minion's more interesting than the villain, and that's kind of what I was afraid of with Sin. Sin.
And the generals or something.
Oh no, the generals I knew they would have personality. I lied. I didn't know if they had personality. I know they had. When did I start developing them? Because yeah, they were just henchmen at first. I just thought, all right, the big bad guy needs help, needs an army, needs somebody to protect him. Hence, the generals were born, and then I just started adding the generals, and I was like, okay, Longshot, what's he? He's an expressive, silent protagonist. He expresses himself through body movement and exaggerated movement. So when he's really upset, he'll just swing his arm across the room in a pissed off manner with his head down. He expresses himself through movement rather than words because he can't talk. I think.
Gorilla.
Henry, he is a gentleman at heart.
Sorry, I'm tired.
Henry, the hyper-intelligent gorilla, the gentleman at heart, and the super intelligent scientist. As Pixel. Actually, Pixel is an alien. He's technically an illegal alien if, like, borders and whatever apply to Evo. Because he arrived on Evo by crashing into it at Mach whatever. Keep in mind, he was frozen, too. So my boy, he just, okay. It's not really that spoilers to tell you how he ended up in space, but he basically ended up in space when he was launched into the air at like Mach 5 and was thrown through like this hyper portal, which kept sending him through time. Actually, this is the reason he went insane. Pixel went insane because he basically went through every single universe experiencing a different universe with different rules and laws. It basically drove him mad to constantly be shifting like lives. Some of them were very short because it only flew through the portal for 5 seconds, some of them were very long. But he was driven mad by seeing all these universes and multiverses. Oh, there's a cute little thing, and I don't know when this is gonna be like in the book, when this is going to happen, but there's a moment where somebody sends Pixel into the abyss, the void, the end of everything, because the phrase people use when you're crazy is, oh, he went off the deep end. But this is Pixel, and he climbed out. So what if something more twisted than him followed him back? Anyways, that's basically in a nutshell. Alright, but you were talking about evil minions. Like, there's the like insanely loyal one, the crazy one, the one's being manipulated and threatened. There's the one that just does it for money.
Yeah. And the one that changes their viewpoint and becomes on the good side or goes against the villain because they actually had feelings or cared about the other minions that died.
The generals, in the most literal sense, are just like they're loyal. They're fiercely loyal to Sin, but they're not evil. It's technicals, but that's basically how the generals are. We follow whatever Sin tells us to do. We do it. We don't question it, whether it's good or bad to your perspective. We just do it. If Sin said go help the heroes, they'll just go walk off and help the heroes. If he said serve the heroes, they'll go walk off and serve the heroes. They don't care as long as it assists Sin in some manner, they're willing to do it. Because, they're fiercely loyal to Sin. Henry is one of the more, let's say, proactive members, where he's willing to challenge Sin whenever something doesn't line up to form. But what are your thoughts on minions? What's the type of minion you want to develop?
Well, first I gotta have an antagonist and a protagonist.
How about, remember that Ranger store I totally want to work on?
The alien one?
The one that you made.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to I don't know why, but I was like, what if there was a random protagonist called Buck Wild? No, that's Pepsi's OC. If anyone wants to know, Pepsi wants to be a deer. So...
I can help him with that shit. Oh my god.
So, for the deers, right? What if you don't want humans to be in the world, right? Because otherwise the antagonist would be man.
Yeah, but they do human things.
How about not a serpent, that's cliche. How about a giant bear? Bruce the bear.
I was gonna make mooses, like the cousins. They live across the mountain or something.
You can make the mooses the like rebels, the punks without like a cause.
Like ice wolves.
When you say ice wolves, I just think of like wolves with like crystal ice spikes or stalactites on their backs.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
They don't have red eyes, instead they have glowing orange ones. They have like they have blue at the top but white at the bottom. So that'd be a cool effect to apply. And they have icicles. on their backs so they can use as projectiles or as cover. Basically, imagine if a wolf was combined with an armadillo.
So wait.
You could have hummingbirds, and the reason they survive, they're like living in like the Arctic side of whatever place you put them in.
I did want to incorporate birds. I had like a lizard bird design that befriends them, and then I don't know, but it's just like I can build a world as big, as magnificent as I want, but I don't have a plot.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
simple.
have a story that I feel enticed to do, and like I don't
Why
haven't.
don't you just start the story as an adventure novel? These two reindeers want to conquer Mount Fungi.
It's like no, it's like I have to be attached to the characters, but I'm not. So that's why I want to start from scratch. That's why I'm just.
Sweetie, actually, I'm lying if I'm just gonna say that. Start drawing something and stick to it. As your story evolves and you keep like rewriting, you'll only get closer and closer based on the more effort and more like the more foundation you build up. If I showed you Smiley vs. Insanity and where it started and where it is now, you would not believe it was the same artist.
Wow, I did not. I don't think I've seen all the iterations you made.
There's like 3, maybe 4. I definitely took the original idea, I redid it, and then I expanded it. The most recent rendition before the one I'm doing now did have Smiler in like this alternate dimension. You know, it was the one where Smiler breaks that door in half panels. It evolved from that into Smiler is thrown into another dimension, and then it gets face pummeled into the ground by the operator before Smiler gets away thanks to the operator talking to Insanity, distracting him, and Smiler escaping into the city, where Insanity was originally going to take him for a grandiose spectacle. Again, this is me speculating on interpretation. And Smiler being smart just growls and then walks into the city trying to escape them. There's a lot to interpret if you have an open mind.
Yeah. I have a little trouble drawing Tiger. Well, my proportions are off.
Hello.
Probably haven't drawn a sketchbook in a while.
I swear to say talking in a British accent just so I can play that British Fox consistently. It gets to the point where I feel like I have rocks in my mouth.
Oh, yeah, it's probably...
Because I haven't practiced the accent as much as I would like to.
Oh, yeah.
Alright then.
You probably have to find a regional accent that you can work on, study. I bet you can do it.
Alright then.
You know, it'd be so cool. If you can probably create some gigs on Fiverr for voice acting. Dude, you can make so much.
I don't think I'm that talented now, don't you think? I'm just a wee boy from Ireland.
But you got the character, you got the spark. Oh, Rain. Curse you, Rain.
I have the patience to learn.